Hi there Neil, this is a little tutorial video for your website. I know you've asked me how to do a few things, so I'm just going to run through those with this little video for you. So first of all, let's look at changing the background colours. So for every item you click, like you know, it highlights it green. So for example, if we want to change the background colour of this bar here, we would click on it, we'd click configure, and over here you've got colour, and you just select whatever colour it is that chooses your fancy, move the bar around to make it darker, brighter, and choose a different colour. And then when you're happy with the colour that you selected, you just publish the changes. And it's the same for text as well. So if we look down here, this text has gone blue, which is quite hard to read on a dark background. So we would click it. Here you've got font colour. You could switch it to something like white. And again, if you were happy with that, publish the changes. So I hope that helps, just sort of changing background colours. Again, if you wanted to change the grey, you click configure and you change it to a colour that you're more happy with. And again, don't forget, every time that you're happy with your changes, you've got to hit that publish button, otherwise it doesn't take any effect at all. What I'm going to do here is quit this page and not save this, so I haven't done any damage to the site. So you just leave, and I haven't saved those changes. So that's simply background colours and colour changes. So next, let's have a look at the stockist page. So the question you've asked there is, can you add boxes? Yes, you can. So for example, the easiest way to do it is add an entry at the end of your current list, and to do that you click the last entry and you click duplicate, and that does a copy of that last entry on the right hand side. You see what it's done, essentially taken that one and made a copy of it to the right. You paste in your new details, you type your new address, you type the company's web address. To link the web address, you highlight the text, and over here you have create link, and you would punch in the web address and then save the changes, and you'll notice it then turns blue and it becomes a live link. So that's how you link that up. So that's how you can add entry to the stockist page at the end of the page. What I'll just briefly go over now is how you add one into the middle of the page somewhere. So again, we'll quit this and we won't save it. We'll go back into that page. So let's say we wanted to make an entry somewhere in the middle. So after this one, for example. Again, if you hover over it, it tells you what you're about to do. So you duplicate. Again, it's taken that one, it's put a copy of it to the right hand side. And again, you would paste in all your details, type all your new address, link all your web address up, and then publish the changes. So that's how you edit them and add ones in. You can also use the remove button to delete any that are no longer relevant. So I hope that covers that. Moving the boxes around on that page is another thing you asked about. So if we go back into that page, for example, if we decided that this entry is better off in this row, you highlight it, it will tell you what you're about to do, move it, drag it and drop it in, and there you go, it's moved it down a row. So you can play around and move them all around like that. So I hope that helps. So the next thing you wanted to have a look at was the Real Brides page. So let's have a quick look at that. So the easiest way, rather than changing all the order, is to add one to the bottom. You can obviously add them to the top, but you might find it sort of messes the order up slightly. So I'll go over that in a separate video if you want to add them all to the top. But for now, let's keep it simple. Scroll down to the last entry, same process, click on duplicate. That duplicates that entry below. And then basically you would type in the new text, upload your image. You have to be very careful on the file sizes that you upload, because obviously this is a very small image. There's no point uploading one that's about 80 centimeters high, because what that will do is it will slow the whole website down, which is not a good thing. So I'll cover that for you separately if you really want to start uploading images, because it is quite important in Photoshop that you do a bit of resizing and a bit of compression so that they're not huge. But so essentially I've just created this file, and it's only 6 centimeters high, so it's a nice small image. So you click change the image. This is just an image I've pulled off something else. You drop it on, and there is that image. And then again, once you've typed that text, you'd hit publish. But yeah, do get in touch with me if you do want to start uploading images, because I will need to run you through how to resize them and how best to go about doing that. It's like I say, if you slow the website down, what happens is a visitor arrives, it takes ages to load, so they just leave. So it's really good practice to make sure your image is as small file sizes as possible. So again, if you want to upload images, let me know and I'll run through that in a bit more detail. We'll quit this page again. So we've done no damage there. And the final thing you asked about is changing the text size. So if we go back to the Real Brides page, to change the text size, very straightforward. So you highlight the box that you've got here where the text is, and over here you have the size. So obviously you can make the size bigger. This is the sort of line in between each line. You can see what that's doing, stretching that out. So you can obviously size it as you see fit. One thing I will say about changing the text sizes is you will need to test them on iPad and on iPhone or any Android phone, because if you come in here and make all these fonts huge, it might be that when you go on the phone, the fonts are really massive. So actually it's best practice to not go too mad and make the fonts too big, because it can really change how the website appears on an iPad or on an iPhone. So I wouldn't make the text too large. Obviously I've sort of done it all so it's web safe and it works on tablets and phones. So it's all been tested like that. So you could perhaps knock it up a size or two, but I wouldn't make the text too much bigger, just because it affects how viewers see it on phones and tablets. So I hope that helps. That should get you up and running with a few other bits and pieces that you wanted to do. And if you need anything else, just let me know. Thanks.